was saying, he appears from the midst of time. I thought, midst of time, got it. Just like dry ice, 80 days, got it. So wherever you see this movie, it's a gorgeous shot. It looks like it cost a fortune, and that's how we make movies. So I'm pleased to be back in your city. It gives me a chance to congratulate you on your achievements. This branch in particular leads the nation in several areas of our membership. You're among the larger branches for one thing, but you also have drive, determination, and strong commitment to your work. Philadelphia members are #1 on iActor. More actors in your branch have created live resumes on the SAG online casting directory than in any other branch in the country. You are also among the top 5 markets taking part in the live stream video seminars we co-hosted with the SAG Foundation. I know you're committed to your craft because you show it in your participation in SAG events and in your dedication to acting. And believe me, I know it can sometimes be tough to be an actor. You know, I've had a couple of, well, let me first talk about this. I know that here, you've had a couple of big features. You've had The Last Airbender and Dark Fields, I don't know about this, and some indies, as well as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's still tough to work as much as you might like to, and I know how that is. I know you had Hatfield and some other shows, but it goes in and out, and I know that makes it very tough. In my own career, I was very fortunate. I got off to a really good running start and worked all the time, but I assure you that in the later years, became more and more aware of how difficult it was to find work and for other actors. I always, I had to keep reminding my agents that I was happy to go anywhere. You know, they had a notion, well, it's not in Los Angeles. I said, not only am I happy to go to Los Angeles, wherever the job is, I'll go. I always had that sort of gypsy mentality with the support of the I do believe in that, and I got a great deal that, you know, we go to the bridge. Having said that, though, you know, in a really community with this kind of substance, with all the beauty that you have, which is Philadelphia, Boston's a good example. I'm hoping that our future will see more projects happening there, and I need to tell you that a lot of this has to do with talking to politicians and getting bigger and bigger incentives. It's a battle you have to go along with it, and then they're almost every time they're incredibly surprised at how it works, how much it helps their economy, how much it just spurs on all kinds of things from hotels to dry cleanings to food services and everything else. And they long for more of it to come. I think it's something that's getting a better and better reputation, and I'm hoping that this will be something. I don't think that's me. So that when the work does kick up, and you have the skills here, and you have the people who can support those calls, that will be ready for it. I hope and encourage you to keep that enthusiasm, that commitment burning for both your career and for the next people. And this has to do with important efforts that we'll be undertaking in our union. Now, it's no secret, since our election, since my election, and I should mention that there are several people, I guess you could say that I could blame for getting me into this, but I really thank them for their support and their interest in telling me. Ned Vaughn certainly was very instrumental in teaching me about what was going on, asking me if I could be the leader with a lot of advice and support from them. Amy Aquino, who's not with us, but has really slogged a lot of years and is now my secretary-treasurer, is wonderfully informed and a real fighter for our union. What I've been working to do is to build our relationship with all of our brother and sister unions, and in particular with AFTA. Return to our historic bargaining position, joint bargaining for TV and theatrical and for commercials is crucial for SAG. It's the best that it's crucial for. And we've achieved that. We're moving into that now. We have a negotiation coming up. Thankfully, it will be a joint negotiation of our TV theatrical contracts, and following that, the commercials contract and other agreements. Before those negotiations can commence, we need to hear from you. We really do, and in the wages and working conditions process. It's beginning in just a few weeks, and that effort is crucial to a productive contract negotiation. I hope you will take party to WW, make your opinions known. WW and negotiations are an important step in moving us toward a future in which actors' interests cannot be divided. And let me talk about that for a second. I made a point.
You never talked about letters. WW.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, Van, for those who don't know, see, I told Helen when I first got here, I got hit with so many letters that I didn't know what anyone was talking about. But I'm so used to wages and working conditions that I should make a point. That is what we're talking about, wages and working conditions. I want to be clear about a couple of things before I go on, and it has to do with the notion of merger. The more I understood and looked at what was going on, really going back to 2003, I thought, I'll be very frank with you, I thought it was a terrible mistake that merger didn't happen then. I thought the information that was put out there that sidetracked it was a lot of it was unfounded and it was very misleading. And it seemed to me, in what I knew, that there was a real potential for what happened to happen. And then there was a breaking apart in the last negotiations, and you know the disaster that followed. So when I ran for office, I was encouraged to have a larger platform than just one single issue. And although I covered other issues, I really insisted upon it being one platform. So it could be really clear that I was running for president to do the best I could to merge these two unions in the future. Let's go back to WW, because there are various issues I need to deal with. Some of it that has to do with actors with disabilities, other things that have to do with various budgetary concerns. And one of my questions that I asked, to the point of being really rather strident about it, with people saying there's a lot, I want to have a lot of inclusion, I want to involve people a lot, and I want to try to address a lot of issues in this union. But the question is this going to sidetrack me from these TV theatrical negotiations succeeding to the commercials into immediately going to merger? Because if it's will, I have to wait. Nothing can get in the way of it. It's really the train has left the station. It is time. It's not something on the horizon, or not even around the corner. It's right now. Everything we do is about merger. The way we're going to negotiate these contracts. My joke about Roberta Reardon and I is that we haven't married yet. We're just sleeping together all the time. But we really are in sync and talking and back and forth and getting a real clear picture of what it is we're going to do, how to handle stuff that gets thrown our way, so that this merger is beginning as we go in to negotiate, knowing that we're maintaining that negotiation and our relationship to each other as well as we can for what is coming in the future. That's why I need this feedback in terms of wages and working conditions, issues of safety in particular, so that things don't get overlooked, because I'm so myopic about this one thing. I assure you that in these, if I had to pick out the one thing other than safety on the set, what I will be fighting for and making sure it's protected is pension and health. I've made it really first my priority. And the corporate, however they try to spin it, it's very hard for them to say, well, we're not going to help you out with that. They may feel that way, but it's very hard to track. They're not going to be supportive to a union like ours that is looking into this. It's an issue that is national. Issues of how workers